Hi, I'm Tim Roble, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. So, on a road trip, what do you do when it's day 3 of raining and you're just trying to buy time to the next adventure? So, today's Thursday, and I don't have to be in Mesquite, Nevada for the next side-by-side adventure until Monday morning at 9. So what do you do when it's raining outside? So I did almost make a critical mistake and pull out my winter clothes out of the truck just to make a little bit more room for other things. Now, less is really more. Organization is really the key, and not having a bunch of crap in the way is super important. Some of the things that I've learned is, like, you really do want the best of the best in your rig when you're trying to live or do a prolonged trip in it. So one of the things that I just got is this, I want to say it's like an as seen on TV, but it's that rock coated cookware. The guy on the TV commercial that just says, "It doesn't stick." Well, it doesn't stick, and so far I've been able just to wipe out the surface with a paper towel. It doesn't even require washing. After I'm done, I let it cool. I put it over here on the cutting board, let the pan cool, and then I take one of these little half sheets of paper towel and I wipe it out, and everything has been working out super well. So I talk organization. I have one more cabinet to really go through and scrutinize and pull some of the things out that I haven't used. Right now I'm in the Walmart parking lot. I just got back from a shopping trip. I feel like a candle would be great in here, so I bought a $5 3-wick candle. So that'll emit a little aroma and everything in here that and actually produce a little bit of heat and kind of make it a little bit more comfortable for living. Let's talk about my solar. So this is day 3 of extreme cloudy, gloomy weather, and we can see right here, even with the lights on, I'm at a 13.0 on my solar. Normally about this time of the day I would be up around 14.2. That's about as high as I see it. About 14.2 my solar starts to float. You can see I do have my pad of paper and pen, kind of writing down some things I may want to do and some ideas. Let's talk about one of the important things. So today I managed to get a shower and shave, and it wasn't easy because I'm set up for an outside shower. I have the EcoTemp right here, and see if that shows up. So one of the things I want to do is I want to replace this shower head with get this over here in the light, with something that's a lot more low flow. One of the things that I used in the past was a weed sprayer bottle, and painted it black. It was only like a 2 gallon, and we put it out in the sun. So what do you do on a day like this when it's gloomy and you know you're in a parking lot? Where do you take your shower? So for me, what I did is I heated up some water, plugged up the sink a little bit, and kind of took a nice sponge bath. Was able to shave my head and feel clean again. Now I do use wet wipes. I try not to focus on a lot of waste. I say I did use a paper towel. That same roll of paper towels is the one that I've started with, and I think I'm on something like day 12 right now. But producing a lot of garbage. There's a lot of packing. So for instance, if I go in and I bought another little headlight kit, I will strip all of the packing here in the Walmart parking lot, so I'm not generating my own garbage, and I will leave that with them in their trash cans. Now they also do have trash cans. I do have about a half a bag worth of garbage. I will get rid of that while I'm here, so that's good. My water has stayed true to half a gallon a day for the most part, but here again, we're not in June, July, so I imagine that's going to go up, but I've been doing a great job with that. But today's project, because tomorrow is supposed to be nice, today's project is I'm going to gather materials, and I am going to build a shower pan right here on the bottom. And I don't know exactly how far I'll go out, but I'll get that all figured out, and I'm going to frame up just like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch step, and I'll go buy the same type of rhino liner that I used on the ramp and all of the rest, and I will rhino line a pan, and I will put a shower drain in. Once again, I use the Dr. Bronner's biodegradable soap, so that's, you know, environmentally friendly. I will set that up so I have a drain there, and then I will work on that shower head so it's a lot more low flow, meaning it's going to have to be replaced. I may replace it with a pressure washer type nozzle. You know, you spray some water on, soap up, and spray some water off, so that high pressure works really good. And in the past, I've been able to take a shower, a very hot, warm shower, with about a 1/2 gallon of water, versus I know if I go use that in my outdoor shower tent, I know I'm going to go through, gosh, 3-4 gallons of water, and that's even being safe, just because so much is wasted trying to get the soap off, especially for shaving my head and my face. That's the #1 thing that I'm finding for hygiene on the road is, for myself, is trying to keep my hair at a manageable level. I like to shave about every 2 to 3 days. If I stretch that out to 4 days, I feel just like I am dirty, and you gotta work on that. But the main things I wanted to touch on this one is organization. Like I said, I have this cabinet to go through, and I'm really going to scrutinize everything is in there, get that set up, and then I'll take a walk back into Walmart and figure out what I can do for little hanging baskets and highly organized little deals that puts everything together. Now, I've done a good job of, like, you know, my toiletries and you know, toothbrush, toothpaste, razor, my ibuprofen, stuff that I take daily. That's pretty well organized, but the lower, I have food and Ziploc bags and all kinds of different things in there, so I really got to work on getting that cleaned up and organized, and today's a perfect day to do it. Tomorrow morning I will have all of the supplies to do my shower kit. I did buy a shower curtain, and I plan on rhino lining the floor, cutting the carpet back, and getting that all set up as a shower pan. So that comes down. I'll probably use magnets to stick the shower curtain to the inside of the pan so nothing leaks out. You don't want to have a huge mess going on. But that's my thoughts for today, and kind of where I'm heading. Not every day on the road is I'll say a high energy bitchin' day. But you know, you gotta make the most out of it, and I feel like I'm still living today by having a project. As long as you have something to kind of do, and that's why I set up my little fabrication drawer. You could always make something a little bit more refined, a little bit more organized, a little something easier to use. And then I stress, we had this conversation in Moab, the guy that I met there, Lawrence, about buying. He bought new battery operated hand tools, a drill, an impact, a little grinder, sander, cutter, and someone scrutinized him for you know, doing that type of thing, buying new stuff. Why don't you just take your old stuff on the road? Well, I gotta tell you, man, it's more important to have brand new, highly functional. You know, the first thing that comes to mind is this pan and how easy this pan is to clean up. That's a huge one for me, to have a sharp knife, to have the right tool for the right job. Now, myself down here in this compartment, just because of who I am and how I am, this is where I keep all of my tools, and you can see that I have an impact, a drill, and I haven't spent the money to get a Cobalt one of these, but I do carry the 2 batteries for this and a charger, so that's a little redundant. I would like to go with the Cobalt and get a Cobalt that's just all the same battery, all the same charger, but I got everything from motorcycles to snatch straps, D-rings, there's a floor jack in there, drill bits, easy outs, most common used taps, nuts and bolts, a full tool set, socket set, screwdrivers, you know, stuff that you can use to fabricate with. And then once again, I carry, every time I have like extra screws or need screws, I use my silverware drawer. the second layer of it is a junk drawer. And I have a lot of, you know, I got batteries and little clips and hooks and pieces of strap and leather and, you know, things that I can use on the road. A lot of screws, hooks, different sizes, spacers, for instance. This leather up here, I didn't have enough leather to do this pan because it's a little bit bigger and a little deeper, but I did have these little spacers, so I spaced it out, and that made it made what I was doing usable and working for now. Now, may I end up putting leather on it? I don't know. It's working good, so I might just leave it alone. But you can see that I really do like organization. Anyway, that's my food for thought right now. I'm going to leave that for here. If you like this kind of thing, you enjoy the road trips and seeing some fabrication and stuff come together and some of the adventure stuff going on. Right now I'm more side-by-side oriented, but I'm set up to go hiking. I plan on doing Zion, Angel's Landing, and maybe even the Narrows if I can get in there right now. Please hit like and subscribe and hit some comments up below and tell me what you're thinking and what's your thoughts on this. Like and subscribe. I always appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching my videos, and hopefully I learned something and you learned something too. Some of your comments have been super great. Shout out to George S. out there. He's always good to comment, and Dee, she's always really good to hit me up in the comments. So if you have something that you want, along with a lot of other people, but the most consistent's been those two. Randy Duke comes to mind also. But I thank you guys so much for having a conversation, because it's nice to have a little bit of community when you're on the road and you can chat back and forth. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you guys here next time.